Hello friends, welcome to yet another full moon. It's going to be, I think it peaks tomorrow morning, which is October 17th, depending on when you're watching this, Thursday. And it's a full moon in the sign of Aries, which is all about personal power. It's the Emperor and Tarot, which is about control, asserting yourself, willpower. It's the solar plexus chakra, and so it's just about personality. Who are we? How am I presenting myself to the world? A lot of ego in this in this moon, and maybe a breakdown of ego. So I wanted to pull a card for all of us, and then I'll go into the different zodiac signs. And the first, I don't know what it is, but well, no, I do because I just looked at it. But it's Violet. Create a balanced life. So this is a message for all of us with this new moon, which honestly feels very welcoming after the last few weeks and the last full moon cycle. There's been a lot of change in my life, like rapid moving change now that I'm looking back on it, and a lot of things that have happened, a lot of triggers, and it's eclipse season, so that's, I guess, pretty much par for the course. But I'm hoping that this means there's going to be some balance energetically back in our lives. And so if you would like to just close your eyes with me for 1 second and take a deep breath. And just welcoming in the energy of balance, of things feeling more manageable, of cycles coming to a close, of the ground feeling steady and even underneath our feet as we take each step forward. No more rocky terrain, just a steady, slow pace. Feeling the balance of everyday life return as we integrate the lessons of the last few cycles, moving forward and envisioning ourselves surrounded by the color violet, just soaking it into every single pore, every single inch of our body, letting it settle deep into the center of our heart. All right, you can open your eyes now. Well, I feel better already, so thanks, Violet. Again, I just think the card's gorgeous, so I want to show it to you one final time. All right, so hopefully this is ushering in balance for all of us after this moon. I'll take it. Okay, we're going to begin with Libra because we're still in Libra season, so let's go there. I'm going to pull cards from a different deck. Just simple messages today for the full moon because, I don't know, it's been a lot. It's felt like a lot. Simple sounds good. All right, for Libras, abundance is the card I have for you. Balancing whatever's going on, any feeling of depletion, any feeling of lack, with the realization that you have everything you need and even a little bit more. That's what abundance means to me. And I know it's associated a lot with wealth and money, but sometimes you can have a poverty of time. You can have a poverty of mental space. You can have a poverty of peace. So whatever it is that you're lacking, let's say that it's coming back in multitudes, so that you feel like you don't just have enough, that you have enough that you could even share. All right, abundance for my Libras. Next, we have Scorpios. Your time is coming soon, October 23rd. Here we go. What is your message for the full moon? Excuse me. Oh, this is very sweet. Vulnerability. This card is the reason I got this deck. I really, really love this card. Yeah, you're learning how to be open. I know sometimes Scorpios have an archetype, an energy for being known, for being closed off, for kind of like, going deep down into themselves and having their own private lives. But balancing that out is being open, is showing part of yourself to the world that maybe you were a little nervous about before. But this new moon, which is perfect about ego and Aries and the I am statements, is just being a little softer with yourself and showing your softer side to the world, sharing your fears along with your hopes and dreams, and just being vulnerable. Let's go to Sagittarius. Sagittarius, your message for the full moon in Aries is the worker. being part of something bigger than yourself. It doesn't necessarily have to be career, although this card does come up a lot with career. It could be just what do you want to work on? Where do you want to funnel some of that outgoing energy to be productive, that feels good, that you get a return on? But that you're also, I think of the bee as very communal, not surprisingly, working with the hive, working with the whole colony, that you know your part in the whole, and it's important and it matters. And so whatever you're balancing out, just remember what you do and how you do it, and in the context of the greater connection to everything else, your work matters. All right, so Capricorns, your full moon message is bound. Don't worry if you're feeling a little trapped or stuck right now. If you feel like you can't move from where you are and just feeling like, maybe there's a reason that you're in this place. Maybe the balance is that you need some more time to just chill out, and the universe is forcing you to do that. Maybe it's forcing you to just sit still for a minute. Of course, I hate the word bound. And so maybe for some of you Capricorns, it's about learning where you're binding yourself, where you place your own limitations there, and balancing out those limitations with more freedom for yourself. It's a responsibility to recognize the limitations that we put on ourselves, and maybe that's what this is about for you. So many different meanings here, Capricorn. Aquarius, you are next, friends. Drifting. All right, Aquarius, don't feel like you have to have a plan. Don't feel like you have to have everything figured out. Like if your calendar looks pretty open, let it rip. In fact, let it drift. I think right now it's just maybe balancing some structure with a little bit of the unknown. Seeing where the flow takes you, being able to kind of sit in this boat, go with the flow of the current, just let it take you upriver. Maybe you don't have to force everything. Maybe you can just sit back and see where time guides you along the way. Little by little, decision by decision, day by day. All right, and then we're going into Pisces. Pisces, what's your message? Void. Void, void, void. Pisces, you are entering just a cleansing period right now, a resting period, a period of deconstruction so that you can reconstruct in a way that is just clean slate. That's what I think of when I think of the void. It is a really great place to kind of just let everything go, dissolve any identity crisis, and understand that, like, at the core, there's nothing you need to be. It's so interesting because it really is the opposite of Aries. It's about like dissolving into the pure essence of who you are, getting down to the really nitty-gritty roots that, without the labels, without the relationships. Who are you in the dark when the lights are off? And bringing that part forward. Okay, then we have Taurus. Nope, we have Aries, my bad. It's your full moon, Aries. Happy full moon. Sorry, I got you mixed up. Earth Mother. Okay, I think about this as like really just getting your hands dirty, creating things, being creative, enjoying pleasurable things of life like food and drink and tangible things. But yeah, I think this is actually maybe more about for creating and creation for you. So Aries, it's about the work of your hands, co-creation with the earth itself. If you're a gardener, it can be literal. If you're not, it could just be about, enjoying the sensuality of life, and meaning, all of the things of the five senses. Getting a little bit out of your head and getting back into your body through whatever way possible. All right, now it's your turn, Taurus. Here we go. Guarded. All right, you may have some plans, you may have some ideas, you may have something you're really excited about. And this is about knowing the right moment to talk to other people about it, because the second you let that information out into the world, out of your heart and into the world, you may be influenced by what other people's opinions are of this thing that you're telling them. And maybe now is not the right time to do that. There's a time to kind of stay guarded and keep some mysteries to yourself. And there's a time to announce things to the world. Maybe this is a time to just, put up some boundaries around your hopes and desires and let them flourish before you introduce them to the world. Also, on the flip side, it may be a message that you're being too guarded, that you need to let your guard down, that you might have been building walls where you need to really kind of think about building a gate where you can open and close it at will. It doesn't mean you don't have to have boundaries. It means that perhaps you could be a little more open, so you'll know which works for you. All right, Taurus, we're moving on to Gemini. Hello, Gemini. Gemini has entered the chat. The voice, like you guys need any help with this. Just kidding. Speaking your truth. Geminis, it's really about speaking up, speaking out, being confident, trusting that what you have to say is important, that it has meaning, that it has some purpose in the world, and not holding your tongue. Again, being forthright, honest, open, talking things out in a way that is meaningful, and knowing that what you have to say matters. I know a few Geminis and they don't seem to have a problem with that, but maybe it's just a nice reminder. Okay, so now we're going to go into Cancer. Hello, Cancers. All right, blind. Where are you in denial about something? Where are you putting your hands over your eyes because you don't want to see what's there? This is maybe about something that it's okay for you to face, instead of putting your hands up in front of your eyes and thinking, you know what, if I don't see it, it doesn't happen, or it's not happening. I think this is about waking up, seeing things clearly, and kind of just breaking through a sense of like not wanting to know something. It's okay, you're safe. Whatever you open your eyes to is only going to help you move forward. And the longer you wait, the harder it becomes to face whatever it is that you might be turning a blind eye to. All right, so after Cancers, we have Leos. Here we go. Leos, I'm so curious how the last few full moons have been for you. It's been a very interesting time for me personally. Spiritual guidance. Okay, this is a time to really sink into the unknown. This is a time to ask for signs. This is a time to allow yourself to experience a little bit of magic. Not dismiss away something that feels like it was fated, or those fun coincidences, which I like to call synchronicities. This is, 11:11 on the clock. This is having a dream that you wake up from and it's like you really remember every detail and it feels meaningful. Journal those things. Ask for help. Don't forget, when we're in a tough spot, we do have, in my belief system, outward influences that we cannot necessarily see, but are there in spirit, literally, and that are energy, and they have ways of getting messages to us and guiding us. It's not through the normal means, not through a textbook or text message, but when you find, there's a feather on here for a purpose. It's fun because I just found one in a really pivotal moment when I was asking for guidance. So it can be literal, and you find something physical in your path, but really, I think it's just a reminder, like, just ask for help from the universe and be open to what might show up. You never really know. All right, let's go to Virgos, and you'll be the final reading for this full moon, Virgos. Your full moon message is passage. All right, you're finally coming through a tough time. You can see the light at the end of the tunnel. You're ready to move on, move forward. And again, it may be that you have had a challenging time. If you notice that this rainbow is against a dark sky, that there's hope. You're not in the same place. It's one of those things of, this won't last forever. And this is the part where it starts to feel like this too shall pass. Like it feels like it passing. Like, oh, I'm finally getting through this. Like I can look in the rear view mirror. So some hopeful times ahead. It may not be all, like the sun, bright, shiny, clear, everything perfect, or a place where you don't feel like you have to worry, but definitely a feeling of like relief and transition out of a tough period. So I love to hear that for you. All right, everyone, you can always go to amberambrose.com to book a private reading with me or inquire about events. Some things I've got coming up: Tarot Bingo on October 30th at Venology, and every single Friday this month of October, so I have 2 left actually, I will be reading at Hotel Zaza in their Museum District location in their bar and restaurant Monarch. So look for me there. And everything else, you can go to the website and check out the events section as well. I hope to see you soon. Remember that you are worthy, you are loved, and you are always supported here and by Spirit. Have a meaningful full moon cycle.